Hi, David.
Oh, hi, Karat.
My next question is, what is the most important step in the risk management process?
Yes, I'm often asked this. I wonder why people ask that if they want to spend time just on one part of the process and maybe rush through the rest. There are different answers. I have my personal view, which I'll share with you in a moment. But you could say that every step is important. If you don't set objectives, then you can't identify the risks.
Right.
If you don't identify the risks, then you can't manage them. If you don't prioritise them, then you could be wasting time managing small risks and miss the big ones. So clearly, objective setting, identification and prioritisation are really important. Then planning responses. If you don't do anything, nothing changes. If you don't tell anybody, nobody knows. If you don't review the risk exposure, the risk position, it soon goes out of date.
Right.
So every step is important. But here's the question. If it's a risk management process, I think there's one place where you actually manage the risk. So objective setting is saying what is at risk. Risk identification is saying what are the risks, but you still haven't managed anything. Risk assessment or prioritization is saying which are the big ones, but you still haven't managed anything. Planning risk responses is deciding what you will do, but you still haven't managed anything. Implementing risk responses is when we manage the risk. Okay? And then reporting, well, we tell people what we've done, that's not managing anything. And reviewing and updating, that's not managing anything either. The one place where we actually manage the risk is in implementing the risk responses. So for my preference, my choice would be to say implementation of risk responses is the most important, because if we don't do that, then we haven't managed the risk. There's quite a famous little riddle which I like to ask my students and my friends and my clients. And so I'm going to ask you. Let's see if you get the right answer. Here's a challenge for you. And the riddle goes like this. There are 5 frogs sitting on a log, and 4 decide to jump off. So how many frogs are on the log?
It's still 5.
Still 5.
They're
Why?
still deciding.
It's still 5 because deciding is not doing. And so you have the frogs and they say, oh, we could jump, and they don't. And they've decided, and they sit on the log, and the log floats down the stream, goes over the waterfall, the crocodiles eat the... We have to jump. They have to jump, otherwise nothing has changed.
Nothing's changed.
And the whole of the risk management process up to planning responses is making a decision. What are the risks? Which are the big ones? What could we do? Then we make a decision. We'll do this then. But we still have to jump.
Correct.
And if we don't, the frogs are still on the log, and nothing has changed. And very often we document our risks in the risk register. We've identified them, prioritised them, planned responses, given them owners. We write it all down. Then we close the risk register and we file it, and we do nothing. And nothing changes. And then 1 month later or 3 months later, it's time for a risk review. So we pull out the risk register, we blow the dust off, we see, what did we have? Nothing's changed. Well, of course, things have changed because some of the risks have happened and some of the risks have gone past. Threats have turned into problems, opportunities have been missed, and we just pre-documented our failures. We wrote down in the risk register what we thought would happen, and then we did nothing, and it happened. Well, what's the benefit of that? We have to implement the responses, get the frogs off the log, actually jump and implement our risk responses. And so for my money, for my view, that is the most important part of the risk management process, is to do something and actually manage the risks.
Thank you so much, David.
Thank you.
Thank you.